Sorry for the delay. We will call the April 23rd, 2024 Board of Public Works and Safety to order. Are there any adjustments to the agenda, Lindsay? No? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. I believe we were both here for the last meeting, were we not?
Yep.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Jeff, I will second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is a request to approve a payment in lieu of developer improvements agreement for Abbott Commons. Mekhi.
Good morning, Hatem Mekhi, City of Fishers Engineering, and before you is a payment in lieu agreement with Abbott Commons. Abbott Commons is a new development that's coming on 136th Street. This is just east of Prairie Baptist. It's on the north side. We do have a project coming up on 136th Street. It is 2 lanes with a median, so based on their development, they have to provide accel and decel lanes. So instead of them building it and not necessarily having a lot of mesh between our projects and theirs, they pay us in order for us to pay to build that stuff inside our project for their development inside of our project. So this is the payment in lieu for a lot of these upgrades on 136th Street. It is in the tune of $408,440 something dollars.
Okay. And what's our timing on our upgrade?
That section of 136th Street is supposed to bid in January of 25.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Jeff, I will second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next is a request to approve a road cut on 116th Street for City View Development. Road cut on 116th Street.
Yeah. Tammy Houston, City of Fishers, project engineer. Before you is a request for a road cut on 116th Street to allow Citizens Energy Group to abandon a water main that connects, currently serves a property on the south side of 116th Street that will be torn down with the City View development. This will need to close the inside westbound lane, kind of in front of the liquor store and just to the west of Lantern Road. Right now there's a valve in the road. Whenever they do this retirement, that valve will also go away and they'll replace it with SMA as the standard on 116th Street.
When will this take place, Tammy, do you know?
They are looking to do this as soon as possible. They need to retire all the services in order to start demo on the buildings.
Sure. Any additional questions? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion.
I will second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, request to revoke right-of-way permits. Tammy.
Before you is a list of 10 5G small cell structures that have reached their life of 2 years. Verizon has not moved on these 10 locations, so we are asking that these be revoked. We can get these revoked as soon as they are approved. And
Are these the final?
there are about a little less than a dozen left. Some of them are kind of on thoroughfares mainly rather than in neighborhoods, but there are a few in the neighborhoods that need to be revoked yet.
Well, this was an awful lot of time and energy on your part and consternation at the board level for what the outcome is, but I think the neighbors are probably happy about that. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Jeff, I will second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Another curb cut on 116th Street for drive planning.
Yes, Hatem Mekhi, City of Fishers Engineering. This is another curb cut on 116th Street. It is just west of Oleo. There's a Starbucks on that side of town. It's just west of that. This is a development that's coming in north of 116th Street. They currently have a curb cut on 116th Street, but they're moving that to the edge of their eastern property line. This will only be a right in, right out per our discussions with the neighborhood and everything in that area. So that is to serve their new development there.
Questions?
Yep.
I think we spent a lot of time talking about this at Planning Commission and City Council, so I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jeff. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next, request to approve local roads and bridges matching grant agreement for CCMG 24-1 with NDOT. Mr.
Morning.
Bassett.
Rich Bassett, Department of Engineering. What is in front of you is a request to approve the local roads and bridges matching grant agreement for community crossing matching grant. The city was successful in being awarded up to $1.5 million for essentially what is road resurfacing. This is consistent with what the city has been awarded in years past. This is a little higher amount. We received $1.5 million versus the previous years of $1 million.
Well, I want to appreciate you and Mecky and the entire team's work on this. Obviously, $1.5 million goes a long ways on our resurfacing. So Rich, can you just remind the board and everyone, we have one bid currently out for resurfacing, is that correct?
Correct. It's actually item L.
Okay.
On this. We received bids for this particular project. The one that will be in front of you here later tonight is for this, or later today is for this grant amount.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Jeff, I'll second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next is request to approve LPA IMPO agreement for 96 and Cynthia Ann Road Roundabout. Tammy.
Tammy Houston, project engineer. And before you is a LPA MPO agreement for 96 and Cynthia Ann. This is replacing our typical LPA NDOT agreements. This money is through the federal funds exchange that the MPO has moved to. This is for construction of 96 and Cynthia Ann Road Roundabout is for a maximum not to exceed of $2,241,000. Right now, the timeline for this roundabout is we're planning on bidding it in November of this year with construction in next year.
Any additional questions? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Jeff. I will second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And another LPA agreement for 131st Street and Howe is for consideration.
Yes, before you, this is similar to the last one. This is for 131st and Howe Road. This is again with the federal funds exchange. This is for a maximum of $1,935,000 for the construction of the roundabout. This one again is slated for a letting in November of this year with construction next year.
Tammy, are both of these utilities out of the way?
Always.
That's a bold statement.
The next one down is relocation.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Jeff. I'll second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries. She's on the record, folks. Next is a request to approve reimbursement agreement with Duke Energy for 96th Street in Cynthia Ann.
This is to allow Duke Energy to move out of the way.
All right.
This is a reimbursement agreement with Duke Energy. There are some utility poles that they need to have relocated. A portion of them are in a designated Duke Energy easement. So this is, they're reimbursable at that point. This is for $39,000 to allow them to move that pole while they move the rest of them.
Is there a motion?
Can I, just a general question, right? So are those poles, I mean, those are relatively new, right, that area? They
Yes.
redid them.
Not that long ago.
How often, do we get notice? Because it's in their easement, they just do that work and not notify us? Like, with respect to, like, our coordination of, like, what we have coming in the future?
Yeah, typically with easements, we may or may not know that. If they're doing work in the right-of-way, yes, we would know that, and we
Sure.
do. Whenever I look at those right-of-way permits and I know something's coming up, we coordinate with that with our consultants. We've done that on several of our projects
Yeah,
where we've been able to eliminate some potential future conflicts.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks. I'm so far removed from those conversations. I'm just curious how that
Well,
works.
and to that point, have we made any progress on Cumberland Road? Do we have any idea when they're gonna be out to relocate?
No, Duke is working with NDOT and Federal Highway on the Build America, Buy America requirements for them. There's still some finalized issues that they need to settle between
Okay,
those entities.
gotcha.
But we are trying to do other utilities as they come ready to go. If they're not dependent on Duke, we try to get those out of the way.
Great. Okay, so do we have a
I'm
motion
good. Yeah,
for
thanks.
131st?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Or, excuse me, for the Duke Energy for
Yeah,
96th Street?
For the 96th Street.
Yep, and I will second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Tammy. Next is a request to approve nonprofit agreements from the Fishers Health Department. Laura.
Morning.
No insurance companies today?
No insurance
All
companies.
right.
I get to do something else.
All right.
Laura Gropp, Deputy Director of Finance and Operations for the Health Department. Before you, you have 3 agreements with 3 nonprofit organizations: Breathe Easy Hamilton County via Good Samaritan Network, Shepherd Center of Hamilton County, and Trinity Free Clinic. They will each be performing 3 of the core public health services that are identified in Health First Indiana. Breathe Easy Hamilton County will receive $10,000, Shepherd Center $20,000, and Trinity Free Clinic $20,000. Any questions on those agreements?
None for me.
None for you? Okay. I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jeff. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next, we have a request to approve agreement with the American Red Cross. Joe.
I've got an old agenda, sorry about that. Hi, Joe Harding, Division Chief EMS, Fire Department. In front of you is an agreement, kind of lays the groundwork for some future stuff that we're gonna do with American Red Cross. This allows us to be a licensed training provider for the organization. That decreases training costs for us by about 20% of what we do, providing CPR and other classes for providers and for public as well, so reduces
Gotcha.
significantly.
Any questions for Joe?
Nope.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, I will second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Request to approve grant agreement with Indiana Department of Homeland Security. Oh, that's you again.
I didn't know if my,
Back
if
to
I was
back.
later again. The other one, hey, I get to come in front of you and not ask for money today.
Hey,
So
all
I
right.
just wanna put that on the record.
That's a win.
Yeah, for sure. This is to approve the agreement, the grant agreement for IDHS, it's $30,000 for us to provide mobility, handholds, things like that for folks in the public that don't have the funds to do that themselves.
Gotcha. Questions, Jeff?
Nope.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion.
Got a motion, I will second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Joe. Next is request to approve professional services agreement with Jess Yoder for youth mental health first aid. Laura's back again.
Hello. Laura Gropp, Deputy Director of Finance and Operations for the Health Department. Before you is an agreement with Jess Yoder. She's a licensed clinical social worker, and along with our licensed clinical social worker on staff, she is required to provide 3 trainings to keep up her certification for youth mental health first aid. This agreement will pay $500 to Jess Yoder per training session. We would offer these sessions. Right now, our licensed clinical social worker is working with HSC Schools, MUDSOC, and the Parks Department to coordinate these sessions. And the agreement would provide us the ability to do this through the end of 2025. And then be free to those individuals.
So the total value of this contract's,
$4,000.
so is there a reason this is on the board agenda? Because, I mean, the signing is up to 10,000 for a
Okay.
department head, and I have up to 50,000, so
Okay, so we didn't have to bring it.
Well, I've been
Wow.
reiterating to department heads that they don't have authority to sign contracts, they can make purchases up to $10,000. So I think the reason it's on here is because it's a contract and not just a straight purchase.
All right, well,
We're working on that though.
yeah, well, we're gonna fill our agenda up here. I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thanks.
Thanks, Laura. Rich, back for the final part of that question.
That's right, Rich Bassett,
Request to
Department-
award road resurfacing bid.
Department of Engineering, this is for, request for award of road resurfacing, 24-1. This is, to utilize those, CCMG matching grant funds. The city received, bids with E&B Paving being the lowest, most responsible bidder, in the amount of $2,904,675.68, which was below the engineer's estimate of $3.265 million. So that would break out 50-50, with the city's contribution in this project being $1,452,337.84.
Remind me, Rich, are the majority of these neighborhood resurfacing, or is this
Yes,
thoroughfares?
the vast majority is, there are a couple stretches of main line, specifically 126th Street out by the high school is included. We have a roundabout on Cumberland Road that's included in this as well, and a stretch of Promise Road over by Fishers High School as well. But the remaining is our neighborhood roads.
And then where do we end up on concrete, roads?
So there are two segments within residential neighborhoods where the concrete has heaved and settled to the point where it's no longer able to be maintained. So that was included in this in Walnut Hills and in Tremont at their entrances. Main section in Walnut Hills will be removed and replaced with asphalt road, including
Awesome.
construction of new under drains to help prevent future deterioration there.
Great. I know that's been a hot topic. Any additional questions?
No.
Jeff, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Jeff, I will second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye, motion carries. Thanks, Rich. Final item for the day is a request to approve a park impact fee credit agreement for Cynthia Ann Woods.
Hatem Mekki, City Officials Engineering, and before you is an agreement with Cynthia Ann Woods on, it's a park impact fee credit. This is a development just south of 136th Street on Cynthia Ann Road. This is just north of the Del Webb community. They are, part of their PUD is that there is a portion of their property that they're giving to the City of Fishers Parks and Rec. They will be building trail in their frontage on Cynthia Ann Road, but we decided that we will use their park impact fees as credits to give them credit for that in order for them to build the rest of that trail along Cynthia Ann and tie to Britton Falls. So this agreement is basically the cost of that trail is around $320,000. The park impact fee credits is around $213, and the rest of that would be a contribution from the city to make up for that, for the difference in construction. So that is in the city's.
That covers the bridge, right?
Yes.
So that's why it's a
covers
little
the
more
bridge,
expensive.
yeah.
There's a creek we have to cross to be able to connect Britton Falls to the rest of the
Yeah.
area.
And I think this falls in line with our trail gap analysis for the whole city. So in order for us to tackle a lot of these issues, we would like to get this done as soon as possible so we don't create problems in the future.
Okay. Any additional questions?
Nope.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Jeff, I'll second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I will second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye, motion, meeting adjourned.